Welcome back to Boys on Film. My name is Phil. Raj is here. Well, he's not here. He's there. He's at South by Southwest covering the big film festival and music festival for 2023. Today, though, Flamin Hot. Raj, what you got for us?
So this is Eva Longoria's directorial debut. So Desperate Housewife no longer. She's behind the camera now. So,
wow.
And the story that she decided to tell was the crazy story of the man who invented Flamin Hot Cheetos.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite a unique idea.
You know, there's a bit of a theme this year at South by Southwest. There's lots of stories about the invention of things or how, really popular products came to be. So,
and Tetris.
Yeah. So Flamin Hot kind of kicked that theme off with the invention of Flamin Hot Cheetos. I've seen a film about Tetris. There's a film about BlackBerry, which I didn't get to see. And then there's also a film coming up tomorrow, I believe, called Air, with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Viola Davis about the invention of Nike Air Jordans. So there's a real theme about this year about how products have came to be. So it's quite interesting, but how can a film about Flaming Hot Cheetos be interesting? But let me tell you, this film is absolutely full of heart. It is absolutely hilarious. And it's the real life true story about one man's rise from being a janitor at the Frito-Lay factory to, becoming vice president of multicultural outreach and services for Frito-Lay. This man could have very easily gone down the wrong path, but he has this beautiful wife named Judy who tries to keep him on the straight and narrow, and makes him believe in himself. And through all their trials and tribulations of trying to make it as a minority in the Latin community in this world, they invent Flaming Hot Cheetos. And the story, it's basically the story of them trying to convince Frito-Lay that there's a market for this, and that we like spicy foods, and not everything is, Cool Ranch or just cheese flavor. So,
and I guess because it's her first film, I mean, Eva Longoria is probably one of the best people to kind of get behind the camera as well, because I suppose when you've had a good few years in front of the camera acting, you kind of understand it more than someone who's completely new to it. So did it feel quite professional? Did it feel a bit clunky because it was her first movie?
Oh, no, not at all. It felt absolutely polished. It was such a large cast for her to juggle as well. But, you can tell that she really researched the story. I mean, there's a few nuances about the story, and I think they might have had to make take a few liberties here and there. But, it's a true story. It's crazy. And it really felt like it reminded me of when I saw Booksmart at South by Southwest. And just, it was another actress's directorial debut. But, it's kind of great to see that they've taken everything that they've learned over, years and years of being in front of the camera, and were able to apply it behind the camera. So she definitely has a good team about her. And the couple that invented, Flamin' Hot Cheetos were in the audience, and it was really nice to hear their perspective on, get their reaction of seeing their life story literally played out right in front of them. And that's a big theme at this year's South by Southwest too. There are a lot of true stories that are being played out, and for the first time in front of the people that live these lives. So I would highly recommend seeing Flaming Hot. I mean, it is such a cute movie. It's a feel-good movie. It'll make you laugh, and it'll just make you sit back and wonder, like, wow, sometimes, truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wonder what drew her to that story. I'm guessing she didn't write the screenplay, so she's just, I say just directing, because that's a big job in itself. But I wonder, she must have had some kind of passion, or there must have been some link to that true story in her life.
Yeah, well, she's working with, Latino filmmakers, Latino writers, producers, and you know, this story about this man who invented Flamin' Hot Cheetos, you know, he's, you know, quite a legend in the Latin community. So she's trying to put a spotlight, you know, and obviously be as inclusive as possible with her whole production. And she's a good old Texas girl too, so it's kind of like she's coming home and doing her state proud, and it's just so nice to see, you know, her there. And it was just so cute being in the audience. Like her small son was in the audience and kept shouting, "Mama, Mama!"
I think we have a special guest in the house with the first question of the night. Where's Richard Montañez? Richard!
Oh, they're coming around? Okay. They're here. Richard and Judy are here. Okay.
All right. So we'll hear from them in a minute. First of all, I just wanted to say congratulations on such an amazing directorial debut.
Thank you.
Truly. When you were thinking about, directing your first film, what attracted you to this story and made this be the one?
You know, I didn't think about directing a feature film until I read this story. This story came to me in my orbit divinely, and I was like, I need to tell this story. I was so blown away by Richard's adversity that he faced, and then how he overcame it, and throughout his whole life, it feels like he shouldn't even be alive, much less successful, and he overcame all of that. And I was like, oh my God, and he's Mexican American like me. And then I was like, oh my God, yeah. But the story resonated with everybody, and so for me, it was just like, I have to tell this story. I didn't even think of like, oh, it's going to be my first feature. None of that really factored in. I was like, I have to tell this story, and you know, it's fun, and there's a lot of heart, but there's a lot of humor, and so I was like, that's my superpower. I can tell that story. I can do that. So that's what happened.
That's what
I'm so shaking, you guys, from you guys.
So she's not actually in the movie, though, is she? She's just behind the camera. She doesn't star
definitely
in it.
Not in the movie. No, she might have a cameo, but if she does, I've definitely missed it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, she is. She's not. She is definitely behind the camera.
Fabulous. So it's Flamin' Hot, the new film from director Eva Longoria, and we're continuing our coverage of South by Southwest, so check out all the other videos in our playlist for this year. Raj, been brilliant as always. We've got more from you. Are you going to give us the star rating for Flamin' Hot? Can you decide?
Definitely a 4. Definitely a 4.
Excellent. So that's a strong one. Oh, I look forward to seeing that when we get it eventually in the UK. And some of these films at South by take forever, don't they, to reach our shores? Because you're definitely up front.
Yeah, absolutely. If South by Southwest is very upfront. So, but you know, things are different. I've seen things, you know, premiere on Apple TV and Prime Video and Netflix just a few days after their South by premiere, and then I've seen films that like don't even get a VOD release for 2 years after they premiered. So, you know, you never know, really.
It's the way it works, the film industry. It's always changing. You never know. It's so unpredictable. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one.